welcome back to the Growth Gathering. I'm Jouleen.
And I'm Shelbi, and we're so glad you're here. It's the second installment of our It's Giving holiday series. Today we're talking about It's Giving Justification. Last week we talked about It's Giving Overwhelm.
We get overwhelmed. When we lose our minds, we just think we can't. We started practicing peace, planning, and centering, like recenter.
And simplifying. Oh my gosh. This is the season to simplify. So hopefully if you haven't caught that one, go catch that. What we know is that overwhelm oftentimes leads to justification. We start making allowances. Like, I'll just get back to it on Monday. How many times do we say that? I'm the chief of all sinners in that place. Let's just start again Monday. Or this is what we hear a lot. I'll just start in January. After the holidays.
You skip like a whole 10 weeks.
I love that excuse in work. When your boss wants to put a new project on, you're like, hey, why don't we table that?
Let's wait till January.
Start that after the holidays for everything else except our health. Let's not table our health.
I don't know if you've heard this statistic. Statistically, Americans will gain 5 to 7 pounds over the holidays. What if the opposite were true? What if instead of gaining 5 to 7 pounds, you actually lost 5 to 7 pounds? That is possible. But here's what justification is. It's literally that little just in the front. It's just one meal. It's just a party. It's just whatever. And we take this moment and try to sweep it under the rug. We justify our actions with this mindset that it doesn't count or that it's just one thing, instead of taking ownership. The switch we want to make, moving from justification to taking ownership. It's not about being perfect. Y'all have heard us preach that from day one. Perfection is not what we go for, but we do want to take ownership of our actions and be honest with ourselves, because then we lose this reputation with ourselves.
Because it becomes this habitual pattern. We start making these little compromises, justifications. They start small. It's just this one party, one time, one day, whatever.
Or I'm just tired, overwhelmed.
Yes. And then we start justifying. Yeah. But the really scary part is it becomes this pattern. And then before we know it, we've lost all momentum. We look up, it's after Thanksgiving, and we're like, what happened to all the momentum I had? Doing so good, checking in with my coach, tracking all the food, hitting all my goals. Now all of a sudden I have no momentum. I've lost all traction. It starts back with these justifications. It's not about perfection. It's about ownership and honesty. It's about truly being honest with ourselves. And the temptation to justify happens in that place of overwhelm, that place of I'm really tired, stressed, overwhelmed. And that's what opens the door to justification. We have to own those moments, to own it. And then we move into learning to recognize them.
Yeah. One thing I love about obstacles is we get to learn from our justification, because we've all done it. I am not even going to say, I never justified. I sure did.
Sure do.
It's just a piece of pie. Yeah. Those are things that have come out of my mouth multiple times in different ways. Yeah. However you want to say it, it's the same thing. You get to learn from it. And it's really about growing and leaning into, okay, what is my intention here? I'm walking into this party, Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving, whatever it might be. What's my intention today? Having that ownership, maybe when you're standing in front of the dessert table, what's my intention here? Asking questions that create intentionality for your actions so that you're truly proactive versus reacting and just grabbing and impulse eating. I've said it before. There were things I ate that I didn't even taste it because I was like, let me just gobble this up real quick and it won't count. Like my body ain't gonna count it.
He said something so good on our Zoom the other day, and I was like, that was really good. You have looked back on those moments, the old version of you, before you focused on your health. You would look back and say, I don't even remember who was at that party, but I sure can tell you that mac and cheese, that special recipe, the details of the food versus the interactions. And that's what we're trying to avoid, because we're being intentional. Remember last week we talked about overwhelm. Instead of wanting to be present, when we simplify our lives, when we choose peace, we can be more present. And so that's what we're wanting to do, is instead of justifying, wanting to reflect, wanting to choose honesty with ourselves and start to build that discipline muscle.
Yeah, it really is a muscle, because the more you practice it, just like reps, the more you do them, the stronger you get. Our goal is to create strength, not just the strength to say no. Like that's not what we're going for. We're going for this mental strength to really challenge yourself, stop, challenge, and choose what is it that I really want right now? What is going to serve me? who is it that you're becoming, and is that future self looking back and actually taking those actions, or is your past self the one that's taking actions, right? And so being able to reflect, and gratitude makes a huge difference. We have a gratitude challenge right now that's been so fun, and it's grateful plates, and so everyone takes a picture of their plate, because we can get crazy when no one else can see our plate, and so we take a picture of our plate and share gratitude, because where gratitude is, fear can't exist. Justification loses its strength. So we focus on being grateful. I look back on places we went, y'all, I can name restaurants and things you should get there. And I'm like, who did I go there with? That's so far from the person I desire to be, but to even admit, like, I could probably cry about just the fact that I don't want to say ashamed, but that's not who I am, but it was in that season of life. And to look back and not recognize myself is a very bitter taste.
But aren't you grateful? Aren't you grateful we have this new space
that it's changed?
Yeah. I'm grateful we learned these concepts. Y'all, truly, everything we're sharing with you, it's out of the overflow of what we have literally, like, it's been forged in a fire of learning this the hard way. I'm so grateful for someone sharing this message with us. How many Thanksgivings is this for you now in your healthy version of you? I think it's my 4th.
7.
Because
I started in October.
Oh, you
so
did?
I went through my journey, my first weight loss. I tried a lot of times to lose weight. Not with the mindfulness, right? I've gone through lots of Thanksgiving where I was supposedly on a diet. Anyone else?
Yeah.
But
and then you just fail and justification.
I'll start again Monday. That was truly. But this was where it was a truly healthy Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all the holiday parties, because I was on track and lost 30 over 35 pounds from October to January. And so I walked out the holiday season for the first time with a healthy mindset. It was crazy. And it really is about practicing moderation. I think that's the biggest tool, right? How do we execute moving from justification to ownership? It's practicing moderation. And moderation is
kind of an overused word. The word moderation can be just another word for justification. When I hear clients say, I'm going to pause on the diet, first of all, we call it the diet. They'll say, I want to pause on the diet right now. I'm going to practice moderation. Really, we're going to practice justifying every bite they eat. The truth is, moderation is
still a plan.
It's practicing that discipline muscle. Moderation is like reps for your discipline muscle. Moderation is hard in the moment. You've got Aunt Sally's famous mac and cheese at Thanksgiving that everybody looks forward to, and you want to dive face first into an entire bowl. But instead, we're going to practice moderation with 3 bites. A little small serving, 3 bites to enjoy. I teach clients the first bite is to say hello. The second bite is to savor it. And the last bite is to say goodbye. And that was all you.
When I heard this 3-bite rule, I was like, whatever. Ain't nothing going to enjoy in 3 bites. But then I truly did try it out. My
husband did. He would try to finish all slice of pie in 3 bites.
Oh my gosh. It's not justification. But I really did. I remember Thanksgiving. I love pumpkin pie. Even if it's from a store. It doesn't have to be homemade. I love it. And I was like, I'm going to practice this 3-bite roll they're talking about. And it was for real. So if you're having some hesitations about the 3-bite roll, and it's not about 3 quick bites. I'm going to savor them. I'm going to let my taste buds actually taste it. And I'm going to enjoy a full 3 bites. For me, it was pumpkin pie. And I was like, I really do feel satisfied. So there is some science to it. Apparently, I didn't know that.
There is. Actually, I had a client who was a professional chef. And she would say a game she would play with herself is, and you guys that love to cook, you probably could do this. I don't have any clue of ingredients, but she would do that with her 3 bites. The first bite, she would try to guess all the ingredients. She's like, I'm tasting cinnamon, nutmeg. It would cause her to be mindful. Moderation is more associated with than a justification. The real version of moderation, when you're really trying to practice this, it's really practicing mindfulness instead of the justification. Like, oh, I'm eating mindfully. Eating in moderation is that practice where maybe the moment took advantage of you and you got caught off guard. It happens, right? We're not about perfection. We're about taking ownership and learning in each moment.
Being
reflecting.
Honest.
Being honest in that moment. And then you have a down moment, but those quick down moments are followed by a quick up. Quick down, quick up. Quick down, quick up.
Which I think is to your point of we don't pause the plan or our nutrition because moderation is built into it. And maybe if you're in a deficit, that's not a long-term thing. Healthy lifestyle is, right? Moderation is something, especially in America, we do not understand. The restaurant will not serve you moderation unless you get Spanish tapas, which means it's not American. The culture doesn't serve moderation, so you have to practice it constantly. That's where you're changing your menu. You're asking for something different. You're getting extra veggies, making sure you got enough protein. That quick down, quick up really is, okay, I'm enjoying this with mindfulness, thoughtfulness, ownership of my actions, and then getting back on track. Quick down, quick up. Yes. A healthy lifestyle, whether you're maintaining, it's also if you're in a weight loss phase, a fat loss phase where you're trying to stay in that deficit. The purpose is to make decisions that are serving your goals, not sabotaging your goals. Because we can say moderation, we can live in justification, and then all of a sudden we live this life of self-sabotage where, well, I ate the pie, so I might as well eat the pizza the next day, or I might as well have the leftovers tomorrow. And it just turns into this pattern of constant sabotaging our goals instead of serving them. How can I? It's a 3-bite rule. It's moderation, intentionality, being proactive. What are they going to serve that I can have 3 bites of? And then what are they going to serve, or what do I need to bring that's going to help keep me on track? Because it's not all or nothing. We got to get rid of that mindset quick. I hope that helps. Anything to add?
Really, we just want to be thinking through this season, how can every decision I make serve me and not sabotage me? Overwhelm, we learned last week how to not do that. Choose peace, presence, simplicity. We're less likely to justify when we're not overwhelmed. And then we can really start leaning into gratitude. And that's what we're going to talk about next week. Come back next week. We can't wait to see you. If you are joining us, part of our community, we want to see you on our Zooms on Mondays. We want to see you in person. Incredible community there. I'm sad if this is the first time you're hearing this, you're like, what? It's a place that we're seeing lots of breakthrough. We're seeing lots of community, lots of connections. We're seeing massive wins for people. It's so fun to hear of these big hikes people are taking, these big milestones they're meeting. And so we want to hear and celebrate the things that you're experiencing. So join us on Mondays, and don't forget about our Grateful Plates Challenge. We're practicing gratitude. Until then, keep growing, keep gathering, and we'll see you soon. Okay, right? Until then,
Keep growing,
keep gathering.
See you soon.
Good job.